Good morning, Hurricane High School students, and welcome back. I'm so glad that we are finally back at an in-person situation and we can try to get back to some type of normalcy here at Hurricane High School. So, what I'm going to be going over are some of the new policies that have been put in place to keep you safe and our staff safe. I'm going to be going over some of the old things that will just keep you out of trouble. And I'll probably be going over some of the things that you've already heard from your teachers, maybe from Mr. McClanahan, and when you hear from Mrs. Hawes and Ms. Mowry. So first off and foremost, I'm sitting in my office by myself, so I don't have to wear a mask. But in the meantime, or when I'm out and about in the hallways, or going to the bathroom or anything else, I must wear my mask, as well as you do as too. It's a requirement by Putnam County Schools and the Putnam County, or the West Virginia Board of Education, as well as the health department. So if you're in the hallways, if you're in your classroom, you have to wear your mask. It is mandatory. If you don't want to do that, don't be here for in-person learning. Then go on to the full-time virtual. That is an option for you if you do not want to wear your mask. So with that being said, a couple of things that we need to go over, things that have changed. If you are a driver or you're being dropped off by a parent, you will come through the main entrance doors. If you are riding a bus, you will come in through the doors over here by the Aux Gym. I will, here in a little bit, do a walkthrough to kind of give you an idea of where some things are and what the new rules are. You will see new patterns for the hallway. Your teachers will be going over those. New patterns for some stairwells are up, some stairwells are down. So we need to adhere by those policies. They're put in place to keep you safe and to keep everyone safe in the school. We're all having a new experience. This is new for me, having to videotape my speech to you all. Generally, we're in the gym doing our in-class meetings, so please forgive me for stuttering and stammering, but this is new. Same thing for your teachers. You know, they're up in front of the classroom. Some of them are videotaping their lectures. Some of them they're doing a presentation, and the virtual learners are on being live at a Teams meeting. So let's all be on our best behavior in class and do what is good for you and the teacher. So some of the new policies that are, one is definitely you wear your mask, the 6-foot social distancing. We have had to go to 3 lunches because of having to sit in each, and the requirements to the 6-foot distancing and having to sit face forward. So during your second block, your teachers will be giving you a number for lunch, and that's where your number you'll go to and sit at. Hopefully we won't have to do this a whole year. It's basically for contact tracing. If someone would contract the COVID-19, then we would know who was sitting around that person. There'll be seating in the main commons and in the main gym. Those are the only 2 places that you'll be able to eat. There will be no roaming around during lunchtime. You will need to sit, eat your lunch, take your mask off to eat, obviously, and then put it back on when you're finished. One of the main things is when the teacher gives you your number, you're going to write it on the front of your planner, and that is because that Mr. McClanahan and the other administrators will be going through spot checking to make sure that you're sitting at the correct number. And the whole point is not to make your life miserable, but it is just so that we know who's sitting where if we have to make a contact tracing list for the health department. One of the other things for breakfast, you'll come through whichever door. If you choose to eat breakfast, you'll go through the line. Then you'll go through the door that is closest to the snack machines, where Mrs. DiDomenico will be, and she will write your name down on a number, and you will go sit on the home side where she tells you to sit. She'll write your name down on that seat number. If you choose not to eat breakfast, then you'll go through the door here closest to the Aux Gym. In the commons, you'll see Mrs. Pauley. She'll give you a number to sit on the visitor side. I'll try to keep this fairly short so I can do a walkthrough and show you some of these things. In the hallways, there'll be directions. They're on the floor, which way you can walk and which way you shouldn't walk, which way if you have a passing or if it's a one-way hallway. Same thing with the stairwells. They did complete the new section, so there are new rooms. So some of the older folks here won't know the new room numbers, and teachers have moved around. So I've asked all the teachers to put their room numbers and names outside the doors, so you be easier for you to find where you're supposed to go. They're going to be going over your handbook. I'm going over some of the important things. Hall passes. There's a place in here in your handbook for hall passes. This should be with you at all times to write what your destination is, along with your requirement of bathroom passes. If the nurse, I don't know if I've told you this, that the nurse has moved from the library. Her office is now down in the hallway where the locker rooms are, next to the Ox Gym. So if you need to see her, she will be in that office. There will be no grab and go breakfast because we have gone to 3 lunches, and that takes up a good chunk of our day. So we make sure if you're hungry, then you eat breakfast. If not, then you'll have to wait till lunch. This is a new policy, kind of, sort of. We've always had the policy of no deliveries for lunch from outside restaurants. Now we have no deliveries from anyone. That means your parents, grandparents, anybody cannot bring you lunch. If you're going to eat lunch, you're going to have to bring it yourself, or you're going to have to eat the lunch here at the high school. If you forget your homework, or you forget a book, or you forget your uniform, or your whatever practice stuff for after school things, they cannot bring it to you. If you forget practice things or your game things or your uniform or whatever, you're going to have to wait till after school and your parent can bring it to you. There will be no deliveries of any kind to Hurricane High School. Attendance, that has not changed. Now that we are back in person, if you are absent on one day, then your excuse has to be in the very next day. You are, unlimited on the doctor's notes, parent notes. You have 10 for the year. I believe, 10 for the year. If you get 3 or more absences, regardless of excused or unexcused, you'll receive a letter from Hurricane High School. If you get 5 unexcused absences, you'll receive one from the board, just letting you know where you are. And at 10 unexcused absences, you will be receiving a letter from the board, a certified letter saying that you're going to appear in court. So it's imperative that you get those excuses in. If your parent wants to scan and email it to me or take a picture of and email it to me, that's great. My email is in your handbook, along with any of the other administrators and Donna. Big change, signing in and signing out, or early departures. We are asking that you bring your early departure. If you're a note from your parent to sign out, then you need to bring it first thing in the morning, give it to Donna, or should be a box out there for those. She will call and verify, and then we'll get your early departure slip to you, then you can leave at that time. If there's an emergency or your parent has to come pick you up, they will come, buzz the door, tell Mrs. Kidd who they are and what they want. They'll come into the enclosed area there. They will not be allowed in the office. They will have to show their ID. We will verify that they can pick you up. Then we will call you out of class, and then they will go back to their car and wait for you to come. They will not be allowed in the office area. So it is extremely important that you, for your parents' ease and for us, and not to interrupt class, is that you bring your early departure note that morning. So that's a change. Okay, driving policy and parking policy. We will be handing out parking forms for you to get a parking pass. They're $20 each. It will go to seniors and juniors first. You'll have to fill out a form. Your parents will have to sign it. You will have to sign it, and then we will give you a permit to park outside in the parking lot. You will be able to park out back as well, but up on the hill and not down in the bottom, because that's where the teachers park. But it will be seniors first, and then juniors, and then possibly, if we have enough spaces, for the sophomores. And that might not even take place until after the semester. But we will let you know whenever the forms are out to be filled out, and as soon as that is available. Parking is not a right, it's a privilege. So if you can lose that privilege, if you're hanging out in your car in the parking lot, that is not allowed. You have to come straight into the building. If you are, going through the grass, or too many tardies or too many absences, you can lose that privilege to park in our parking lot here or up on the hill. Other thing is, we're not issuing lockers this year, so you will be able to carry your book bag, and your locker is not your car, so you need to bring everything in because you won't be allowed to go to your car to get your things out. Same thing with your tech center kids. If you're in the afternoon, don't leave your equipment out there in the car. We won't allow you to go get it. You have to bring it in and carry it with you. So bring a bag of some sorts. We're going to have limited space in the classroom, so don't get this huge book bag. You also have your coat. You'll have sneeze guard sometime, and you'll understand what that is when you go into your classrooms, and the teachers will explain that. Right now, in the color or anything, whatever for the map, students are not allowed to go to athletic events. Hopefully that will change soon and you will be able to attend, but right now you are not. A couple of the policies that have not changed that I'm going to go over with you is the drug and alcohol policy. That has not changed. If you are in possession or under the influence of a drug or alcohol, then the first offense is 10 days suspension. If you would happen to do it again in possession of either one, you would be referred to the alternative school, and it's an automatic referral. And the drugs and alcohol does not just go to 1 year. If you happen to make a mistake your 9th grade year and you have it, and you get caught again on your senior year, then there would still be an automatic referral to go to the alternative school. So your best bet, just don't be doing that stuff. The weapons policy, that has not changed. If you are in possession of any kind of weapon, they're in your handbook there. We got firearms, explosive knives, BB guns, stun guns, razor blades, any look-alike guns, any look-alike BB guns, any games, toys. It is not our job to prove intent. It is to follow the policy. So it is an automatic referral for expulsion. And we will go before the board, and they'll make the decision whether you would be out for 365 days or you're able to come back to school. So once again, it is smart of you not to do those things. I have told my students in the past, and it still goes now, if you realize for some reason you were out fishing or whatever and put your knife in your pocket, it's in your book bag, if you come to us before you've shown anybody, told anybody, or anything else, then you can give it to us. We'll call your parent and come pick it up. But once you've shown someone, I can't help you. It will go through the process, and the board will determine whether you're out for the 365. The fighting and violence policy has not changed. If you get into a fight here at Hurricane High School, it's 3 days suspension. If we figure out that you're, online bragging about it and saying you're going to do it, that's kind of premeditated, it could be an automatic 10-day suspension. If you're videotaping it, it can be, and you're not, that means you're being part of the problem and you're perpetuating the issue, you'll be suspended as well. Your best bet is to go for some kind of mediation. Come tell me, come tell a counselor, get that person that you're having the issue with. They will help you talk it out, so this won't get to a point where you're going to get suspended. So there's a zero tolerance. This is not your battleground. This is your schoolhouse. Treat it like one. The whole bullying, sexual harassment, there's a zero tolerance. Your teachers will go over the entire policy. We have an anonymous tip line that you can call, and we will investigate. The whole saying, see something, say something, it's your responsibility to report it. If you don't come tell us what's going on, then we can't fix it. So it's imperative that you come and talk to us and tell us what's going on. The policy of water in the classrooms, you may have it. It has to be in a clear container. It cannot be in a Yeti, a look-alike Yeti, a McDonald's cup. It has to be in a clear container, and it must be water. So you morning coffee drinkers, you better get it drank before you come to school. The lunch process, I think I've gone over. The teachers will go over it with you. If you have any questions or concerns, please come talk to one of us, the administration. Other than that, follow the rules, do the right thing, and have a good school year. Thanks. So I told you I was going to walk through the building and give you a little bit of a tutorial of how things are going to work. So here it goes. All right, so you're going to come in the morning. The people who are drivers and drop-offs, you're going to come to this building. If you don't have a mask, they'll give you one. There's the hand sanitizer. And you will come through here, and if you'll notice on the floor, there are the arrows of which you will be able to, that you'll have to follow. You come through here. This is where the commons is. If you'll notice, we have the round tables. They have the different, you have the sneeze guards or the plexiglass there. 4 people can sit at this round table. Only 1 person can sit at this just because of the social distancing. If you'll go through, if you're going to eat breakfast, you're going to walk up through here. You will go through the door, go through the line, and for breakfast only, you'll go over to that door over here, and Mrs. Polly or Mrs. DiDomenico will be sitting in there, and we'll take your name and tell you where to sit. Then if you're coming through this door, same thing, you'll come get in over here and get your breakfast and go in that door. If you're choosing not to eat breakfast, then you will go through this door, and Mrs. Polly will take your name and tell you to sit on the visitor side. Here are the numbers on the tables right there that that's your number 10, then that's where you'll sit. And then here is a spot on the table that you will sit at. Again, there's almost one, well, there's 1 person per section of the table. Again, we have the little feet print of which way to go. Sadly to say, we're not going to be doing the lockers. All right, so this hallway is an example of a 2-way hallways, but if you're going down the hallway, then you'll go this way. If you're coming through, you're going to be on the left side. So there's 2-person hallways, but there are specific ways that you need to walk on what side of the hall. This is one of our up-only stairwells. That means that you only go upstairs on this one. Now the one down at the far end is a down only. So we're going to walk this way. This is the far hallway. We have your arrows. And we're going to go into the new section here so you're aware. This is the middle hallway, what we're used to. This used to be closed off, and now we go into the new section. There is an entrance down here, and then as at the end of the hallway, there's another little hallway to get to the new section. Go through here, and these numbers are, the room numbers are going to be like your 6th hallway. So, for example, this is room 161. So, and upstairs, and the other level would be 261. Again, you'll notice this is a 2-way hallway, one going right, one going on the left side. This particular stairwell is an up only, all right? There's another stairwell at the end of the hallway here, and that will be a down only. So the teachers have moved over into these new rooms. We will, if you need to ask. All right, so this is the other hallway I'm going to walk down. So you'll be able to see, again, notice the arrows. Okay, this is letting you know that this is a down hallway. So if you're coming up this way, this is wrong way. You do not go up that. So upstairs, there'll be a sign that says down only. If you need to go upstairs, then you'll go down to that hallway that we were just in. Now we're back to one of the old hallways, which we'll call the 5th hallway. The 2-person, the arrows here. It'll take you a little bit, and we'll go, the teachers will go over how the numbers of the hallways are. First hallway would be where the library hallway is, the 2nd hallway is the next one, the 3rd hallway, and that's how the room numbers are numbered. 130, like this is the 5th hallway, so this room number is 150, 151, so because we're in the 5th hallway. Let's see, all right. Okay, now I'm going down this hallway the other way, but, so like say you're going to the bathroom, you don't necessarily have to go down the, use the arrows, but we want you to try to, because you're not going to go all the way around the building to try to get to the restroom. If you're upstairs, you have to use the upstairs bathroom. If you are downstairs, you use the downstairs bathroom. I'm going to go in the gym and I'm going to show you how they're set up for the bleachers and the numbers. This is the new section. Remember, this was Mr. Bird's room. They've taken that out, and now we will have tables sitting in here, and then we have it's a video screen that we can bring down when we have the speakers and such, or when we're meeting with students. The gym, again, Mrs. DiDomenico will be in this, taking names and telling you where to sit. If you'll notice, you'll see here, there's a seat here and a seat there, and they're numbered. And you'll go skip a seat all the way up to the top of the bleachers. Same thing over there. And it's every other seat or every other row. And they're spaced at 6 feet apart. So, I'm gonna walk down here. This is the Ox Gym, and this is the hallway where the locker rooms are. So you've got locker room here, and this right here that says coach's office is not the coach's office anymore. It is the nurse's office. So this is one of the boys' locker room, and then the girls' locker room's down there. This is the nurse's office. So this is where you'll come if you need to see her. All right, well, I think I've gone over all that I can. These are more seats that you'll be, like 131, there's 2 that'll be able to sit here. The benches, only 1 in the middle. You're coming through those doors, that will be where you'll come through if you let off by the bus. All right. So, again, you cannot go up this hallway. It says wrong way. That means you can't go up it. You'll be able to go up that hallway over there. You go up that stairwell. Same thing, you'll see signs. If you see a wrong way, you do not go up that sign. Go up that stairwell. All right, guys. Have a good year. I know this is a quick tutorial, and it'll all be, we're all learning. So have a good year, and if you need anything, just ask.
Hey, let's talk about the excuse policy. It is Putnam County School policy that if you miss a day, the very next day you need to bring in an excuse. You can fax it if you have to. You can email it. That would be acceptable as well. If you're bringing the excuse in, the attendance office is where you do that. There's a box right under the window, and that is located right beside the main office. Verification of enrollment for driver's test. If you are seeking to get your learners or for driving, there is a place that you can get that in the main office on the front counter. There is a red tray. The top of the tray has the blank forms that you fill out, and once you do that, you can slide it into the second tray. Cindy Kidd, our secretary, processes those, and she sends them to the board office. When they get finished doing what they have to do, they send them back. She puts them in a clear tub right beside of the red tray, and they're alphabetized. It usually takes about a week or two to get those in, so be careful about when you need them so that you can plan accordingly. Tardies. It's very important that you get to school on time. The first bell rings at 7:57. The first block starts at 8:34, so you're going to want to make sure that you get to class on time. If you happen to be late first block, you'll come and sign into the window. Second, third, and fourth blocks, if you're tardy, the teacher's going to shut the door when the bell rings, so you will know that you're tardy. If you're upstairs on the second floor, there will be a teacher there, first hallway and the back hallway, and they can give you a tardy slip to get you admittance into class. If you're on the first floor, the teacher writing tardy slips is by the main office so that you can get your slip to get to class. If you're tardy 3 times, you will be called down to Miss Pritchard's office or to Miss Mowry's office, and we will have a conversation about why we're tardy, and a letter will be written, sent home. After 5 tardies, you start detention. 6 tardies, it's 2 days of detention. 7 tardies, it's 3 days of detention. Then after that 8th and 9th time, we start Saturday school. If you are tardy and you're driving more than 10 times, there is a very good chance that you will lose your right to drive to school for up to 9 weeks. 15 absences, as a matter of fact, or 15 or more unexcused absences, 10 or more tardies will also, you could possibly lose your driver's license, period. We do have a closed campus, which means that students are not permitted to order food and have it delivered to school or have visitors. Violence such as fighting. We're going to talk about fighting for just a second. Fighting isn't always just who throws the first punch. Fighting can also be instigated through words, and we do look at that. Violence, period. Kicking, hitting, shoving, pinching, spitting on, throwing things at can also be considered a violent act. So with that in mind, the fighting, the first offense could be 3 to 5 days. A second offense for fighting could be 5 to 10 days. A third offense could be 10-day suspension recommendation for alternative school, but we do not want to go there. If it's premeditated, that means if we have evidence that you have planned this and it's happening, then the consequences are more severe. The first offense, 5 to 10 days. Second offense is a 10-day suspension recommendation for an alternative school. Also, attached to that, if you are recording a fight, that has the same consequences as those who are actually fighting. So if you are filming a fight, distributing a fight, you can also be suspended. We are going to talk very quickly about cell phone use. Sorry. We're going to talk about cell phone use. Most teachers have a pocket in their classrooms, and it's for the use of putting your cell phone in. So what'll happen is you walk into the classroom, and most teachers have it written in their classroom policies that when you walk in the door, you put your cell phone in these little pockets. That way you're safe. If something should happen, an alarm go off, you forget to put it on silent or whatever, it's safe, it's secure, you're not in trouble. If you decide to hold on to that cell phone and it goes off, falls out of a pocket, or an alarm goes off, or you get a text, or something happens, you haven't followed the classroom policy. So be very careful. Take advantage of that, because if that should happen, then If it's written in the classroom policy, 3 days of detention and a day of Saturday school for insubordination of classroom policy. So we do want to make sure that you're following those rules. Also, almost near the end, guys. We do have some areas that are off limits during the classroom day. Concession stand, back and sides of the building, parking lot, ticket booth area, cultural center, athletic fields, tennis courts. These are areas that are off limits. With their walk-through areas only, stairwells, hallways, and such. It is very important that, especially if you have bathroom privileges, or not privileges, if you have bathroom passes, that you use the bathroom that is closest to your classroom. So if you're upstairs in the back hallway, there is no need for you to come downstairs to the front hallway to use the restroom. You're going to want to make sure that you're using the correct restroom. I think that's all that I have for now, and I hope you all have a wonderful 2021 school year. Welcome back, and I know it's a little different this year, but I'm really looking forward to some wonderful things.
Good morning, students. I'm Ms. Hawes. I'm in charge of curriculum here, and I'm also the athletic director. So if you have questions about athletics, you can come see me, or if you need help with your classes or one of your teachers, please come see me. First thing I want to talk to you about is Schoology. It's really important that you log into Schoology every day, that you're paying attention to what is going on in Schoology. If you have any trouble, let one of us know, because if you're not on Schoology, it could hurt your grade. One of your goals should be to have no missing assignments. That's one of the biggest mistakes that kids make, is to just not complete all their assignments, and it really can hurt your grade. Even if you get half credit on an assignment, that's better than 0. So logging into Schoology will help you with that. Let's see here. Okay, you probably have heard of Freshman Focus, which is a program that we've had here for quite a few years that helps freshmen to catch up on their grade, improve their grades, catch up on their missing work. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to have Freshman Focus this year. Probably students, you're not too disappointed about that, but we will recommend that you come to after-school tutoring for math if we need you to, or for science if you need to. Please remember, you can always ask your teacher questions on Schoology. They'll always help you, but again, you have to be logging into Schoology to ask questions. Cheating policy. We expect students to do their own work, homework, projects, research papers, all that kind of thing. And we do have consequences if you don't, and your teachers will catch you, so be sure that you're doing your own work. The first time that you are caught cheating or plagiarizing material, you have 3 days detention and you take a 0 on the assignment. If it happens again, you have a day of Saturday school, a 0 on the assignment. The third time, you get in school suspension. I've never had anybody do it 3 times. Rarely have I had anybody do it twice. Now, if you get caught in college cheating, they just kick you out. So this is pretty important. So get used to doing your own work. Be sure that you're not plagiarizing anything, that you're not copying anything from the internet. That's really important. Let me see here. Okay. All right, dress code. This is also important. Remember that while you're at school, you're considered to be on the job while you're here. So we expect you to dress, not in your pajamas, okay? So also your skirts, shorts, those should be about mid-thigh length. I know it's kind of hard to even get shorts that are that length anymore. But look at yourself in the mirror when you leave the house. If you feel like you don't look pretty professional, then don't come to school like that, okay? No backless shirts, no see-through shirts. Boys, you can't have a t-shirt with the sides cut out here. Nobody wants to see your armpits. Again, like I mentioned, you can't wear pajama pants. That's comfortable, yes, and warm, but you can't do that. You can't bring a blanket to class and use a blanket. If it's cold in the classroom where you are, bring a jacket. You can't wear undergarments as outer garments. So, you know, men's, the white tanks, men, undershirts, you can't wear that as a shirt. Girls, your bra straps shouldn't be showing. That shouldn't be part of your outfit. And if you do have a shirt that has straps, they have to be at least an inch wide. And if you have multiple skinny straps that are an inch, that doesn't count. You have to have an inch wide straps. Your pants shouldn't be sagging. No hats or hoods. Okay, we need to be able to see your face when you're in the building. So you can't have a hat on. When you come in the building, please remember to take your hat off. Remember to pull your hood down. Okay. Public display of affection. We do not allow, especially now, you all to display affection in the hallways or anywhere. And we will warn you for it, the first offense. Second time, 2 days lunch detention, and we'll call your parent, which might be kind of embarrassing for you. The third offense, you could have in-school suspension, and we'll actually have a meeting with you, your counselor, and your parent. Fourth and fifth, you can read about those in the handbook. Hopefully we would not have that happen. It's pretty rare. So just, especially now, you can't really get by with any of that. It's even more important now to not be doing that because it's important for everybody to stay healthy. We have a list of clubs in the handbook. They're on page 37. So if you're interested in any of that, please see those teachers. It has their room numbers there. And it's good to get involved. So let me see here. I think those are the main things that I wanted to go over with you. Just the main things, again, check your Schoology. Try not to have any missing assignments. Ask for help when you need it. That's something a lot of kids don't. Ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And you all can come see me in the main office anytime. Hope everybody has a great day.